Hello and welcome to this new series. As you read in the title, we are going to be building a working Among Us skeld map without command blocks or plugins. This means that we are only going to use vanilla Minecraft redstone. So yes, some things will have to be executed differently than from the original game, but instead of going over those changes now without anything to show or illustrate, we'll just take them as they come. And yes, I'm not a native English speaker, so my English might be a little rusty. And since this is built without command blocks, it means that in theory you could build it in survival, which I will attempt in a coming series later this year. And before we start, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. No, this series is inspired by Tango Tech, who built the minigame Decked Out in the SMP server Hermitcraft Season 7, and it really got me thinking about what you can really achieve with redstone, so check out his series. And now, onto the skeld. Now I realized I was holding the mic too close in the last shot. You know, it's just a inbuilt headset microphone, but here we got what you start with when playing the game. You know, everyone, they spawn in the lobby. This is obviously going to be bigger and nicer, but in the lobby, you get to pick whether you're the imposter or not. So this is a randomizer shuffle system. So what you do is that you put in a lot of cards that I have here, and magic. You know, you turn off this thing, and then suddenly it's not powered anymore back here, which means things can go from this one to this one, and because of blah 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 magic over there, it's random what's get shot into here. Now here are the cards. As you can see, you can choose how many imposters you want in a run. So let's say I want one imposter, and I want the rest to be crewmates. Oops. Like so. So as you can see, you can have up to 3 imposters, but then you have to take away a few crewmates. Now I am afraid this might only work with 9 people because of reasons that I will come back to later, in which case there can be 1 imposter and 8 crewmates, but I am not finished with that redstone circuit yet, so maybe we will be able to play with 10 people once this game is finished. So when you have been assigned your task, like so, I'm a crewmate, I go into this room. So no matter if you are an imposter or a crewmate, you go into this hallway. And here are short tasks, long tasks, wires, and swipe card. So in the beginning, you playing this game have to decide how many short tasks, how many long tasks there are gonna be, and which common task there's gonna be, because I couldn't find a way to randomly make it so that it's wires or admin swipe card and everyone got the same common task. So let's say there are 4 short tasks. Well, I have to press this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 4 short tasks, and let's say your crew decided on 2 long tasks. Now I have that one and that one. So what I realized when making this is that there are, just gonna turn this one off, is that there are way many long tasks. Where did they end up? Way many long tasks. Way more many long tasks. There are way many. Wait a second. Well, there are more long tasks than there are short tasks. Well, which was interesting. And then you either have to do, let's say, admin swipe card, which is just pressing this and you get it, or you can, if your crew decided on the wires, you just push. And I'm gonna do the cafeteria wires 342. Now, unlike this other, you can see that this one has some numbers after it, which is due to a system which I designed, which may be poorly designed, but it at least did so that 342 represents the rooms that you are going to go through. So obviously, cafeteria is number 3 because cafeteria is the first one that you're going to go to. Now, if anyone in the comments have any better way to decide if there are admin or wires, please let me know, because this system, yeah, it's not the best. So I decorated some more, and if we go over here, we find a new section. The imposter, he starts with 1 shovel, and this is because of the way that I have planned for the murder system to work. Now, obviously, if you die in Minecraft, you respawn. Your body isn't there anymore. So what is going to happen is that the imposter has 1 golden shovel, which has only 1 durability, and the imposter sneaks up on you and he BAM! Attacks you. And if you lose health and see that you have been hit, then you take on a leather tunic like so, and it shows that you are struck down. Now the imposter, he is gonna have shovels given to him by system that I will show you later, but at least he starts with 1 shovel. So you insert the imposter paper and you pick up here. So here I have a copy of the crewmate one. Now a crewmate might try to get a gold shovel just to troll the system, but it's not gonna work. It just gets returned. Now let's say that you actually is the imposter. 1 of 3. So, bum, you insert the card, and you got a gold shovel. And the same goes for the 2 others. Bam. So, now that you go out here, you are on with the round. Now I want to show how this system works. Now it is covered in concrete so that you won't see the outside world when you open the shulker box, but it fetches into this system of hoppers, which has a auto sorting system that you can see here. There are other videos that explain how this works, but as you can see here, imposter 3 papers, imposter 2 papers, and imposter papers will fetch into here and end up in these hoppers, and these will give out signals to this dropper here, which has gold shovels, which throws it into this little room where there is no space for it to go elsewhere than in this hopper, and it goes into here. Now if you throw a crewmate paper, it won't be picked up by any of those, so it will just go into here, wait for this one to come, and it gets thrown back into there. Now, when you press this button, you also activate this signal, which here fetches into a NOT gate, which means as there is a signal here, the papers in these hoppers, it can't go anywhere because it is powered, but if I power this signal, then this gets turned off, so then they just disappear into these item hoppers, which you can see that they have done from some previous tests that I did. I fixed this little room. Now it looks more like the lobby. It got these details, more lightning. It got a lot of crates with storage and a lot of seats. Now to start around, you jump up here, get a little parkour course. I thought that would be funny. Here is the here's the interesting room. So in the middle here, you can see that there are ender pearls, and there are 10 like these things. You throw an ender pearl into there, and that is your tube. So if there is a body reported or an emergency meeting called, everyone will be teleported into there. So to start with the round, you like boop, jump down here, and here I have built the cafeteria. Now this is the emergency meeting button. We'll come back to that one. In the meantime, I want to show you that I haven't built any tasks. So it's just lighting. We can't know what the roof looks like in the cafeteria, so I just built this. You know, I'm not a builder, I'm not really good at building. So if you have any ideas of how to make this nicer, please tell me. So when you have decided who you think the imposter is, when you decided who you think the imposter is, you tuck him into here. He is forced to go into here. I can illustrate for you. You close this, and here it says warning, button will open airlock. And if we now watch this poor fella, the floor, it gets subtracted and the lights get turned off. And you can also stand here and watch it. Now, to test the emergency meeting button, there's a lot of redstone that I'm going to show you in just a second, but here is it in practice. And you get teleported over here. Now, obviously, all 10 players will be teleported here at the same time, because they have placed each individual under pearl. Now, as you can see below here, there are two main parts to this, and I'm going to cover the first one first. Now, this one is the most important one. I should have color coded these lines so it would be easier to explain, but I'm going to start with this one. Don't mind the button, because I was just testing. It comes a temporary signal from the button over there, which shoots this slime block into here, and it goes back again. But while it's here, it sends a signal with this comparator. The signal goes over here, and it goes all the way up here, and it goes into the different signals into each one of the netherite blocks here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use netherite blocks when I attempt to build this in survival, because they are way too expensive. But, you know, it kind of looks cool since this is creative after all. Now, as you can see, there are repeaters facing into a block, and this means that the signal can go through a block, and I didn't know that was possible. So I gotta credit one of my friends who taught me that yes, you can send signal through blocks. Now in Among Us, there is a 15-second cooldown before you can have another emergency meeting. So when this pulse goes through here, it is timed so that the item which is there will be shot up to here, and this is a T flip-flop, which is a device that turns a pulse signal into a real signal. Now, if you're wondering about the difference between a temporary signal and a always signal, I don't know what the professional terms are for those, but if you're wondering what the difference is, it is that this one, it is just temporary, and this one, it stays there until you do something with it. So if I disable parts here, you can see, oh my god, I didn't mean to take that one. We'll come back to that one later. And now this redstone block is over here, so if you try to take emergency meeting now, this slime block won't come further than that because it has power, and therefore it won't give the item further. Now, if I place this one back here, you can see that the power will go through here, but it goes very, very slowly, and it will send a temporary signal into this one. And because it has a pulse signal, oh my god, now the item is in the top one, and therefore the signal goes into here when it is done, and it subtracts the block back again, so that it will be possible to once again send the signal further. Now on the other part here, you see this interesting signal built way bigger, because as you can see here, here are note blocks. Now it has gone 3 seconds, because as you know, in normal Among Us you have about 2 minutes to discuss who is the imposter before the meeting is forced to disband. Now this is timed so that you yourself can customize it. Now, using the same logic that you can send power through blocks, you know, sometimes you just vote and then you don't have to wait the rest of the meeting. You can just skip the rest of the meeting, and I'm going to show that later, but these are the blocks I can control. So now when we get over here, this is at 60 seconds, we are halfway. And when we are halfway, you will hear this bell noise, reminding you that you have to use your time wisely. Now I'm not going to show this entire thing because it's very long. Now that you can see the power goes here, it counts down the 5 last seconds before the meeting is over. So when you hear these 5, it means that the meeting is indeed over and that you have to go and do your tasks. Now, as you can see, this is 120 seconds or 2 minutes, but what is nice about repeaters is that if you get this map later, you can adjust the repeaters so that you can have, let's say, 15 seconds. Now that's pretty ridiculous, but there are people who play with that too. Now, let's say that you indeed had already decided who you're going to vote. You don't have to wait that long. So now you have called the emergency meeting. There is a pulse going through down here. You can just pull this lever. It says skip rest of meeting. Hold down 10 seconds. Because what happens now is that these ones are taken down, and if the signal was here to say, it would just go here and bam, it has nowhere to go. So because there are 10 seconds between every one of these midway points, you have to hold it down for at least 10 seconds, and when 10 seconds go, you can just put it back so that if someone comes back later, they can just... Now, that's all I'm going to show you in this episode. In the next episode, we're going to work on more rooms and gradually implement tasks. Now, write down in the comments if you have any ways to improve the skeld. I'm sure there are many people in the comments that are way smarter than me. So if you have a way to fix the random command task machine, or if you have any ideas of how we can build nicer, or if you have any ideas how we can implement light better, just let me know. And also, I am very unsure if the wiring tasks are the best because I have made 10 combinations of wiring tasks with 2 of each because there aren't more than 10 people playing anyways. But in reality, I think there are like 20 different wiring combinations. So, should I make more? Let me know in the comments. Bye! Now, I'd like to thank a few people. Obviously, this isn't a school essay, so I don't have to list any sources, but I'd still like to thank Motbot for showing me how to build a randomizer, which I didn't know how to build, and I'd also like to thank Candycraft for having a noteblock tutorial on body reported chime, because I tried for a good quarter, but even though I'm a musician, I didn't get it to work, and I'd like to thank Memo Jumbo. Now I made my own T flip-flop in the system, and it was heavily inspired by one that he built in his T flip-flop video, so definitely check out their channels too. And now for real, bye!